making the world's first electric car to becoming the first brand to produce cars with standard passenger airbags, Porsche has created a name for itself among car enthusiasts. However, beneath the glamorous rise of the company, there is a dark and disturbing history that many are aware of, one involving Adolf Hitler. Stick around as we uncover the dark history of Porsche and how it became the company it is today. For many people in a small village in the Austria-Hungary Empire, it was a normal day on September 3, 1875. However, it was also the birth of Ferdinand Porsche, who would go on to change the world in more ways than one. Ferdinand's family ran a blacksmithing business, which was pretty successful, placing them among the average class in society. However, Ferdinand was not interested in the family business and would rather go to school just to stay away from home. He was hoping that as time went by, he would discover what he was really passionate about. Unfortunately, things didn't go as he planned them to. At the age of 14, his elder brother died. This was devastating news for the entire family, but especially for Ferdinand, because this meant he was now the eldest child of his parents. This came with certain responsibilities, one of which led to him dropping out of school. He needed to concentrate on the family business, as he was expected to carry one with him. Even though Ferdinand made this decision, he didn't have any options either. As time progressed, he grew more frustrated with the business operations. He would sneak out sometimes to do what he found more fulfilling, working electricity. In the late 90s, electricity was becoming popular and could be easily accessed through household circuits. This became a growing concern as his father saw it as useless and wanted his son to spend more time with him, learning the family trade. However, Ferdinand was largely interested in electricity. His passion for it increased daily, and he preferred to play more with the electric circuit, even though that was against his father's wishes. Seeing that his efforts to get the young lad to focus on the family business were abortive, Ferdinand's father gave him a chance. He decided to enroll his son in the Imperial Technical School in Reichenberg. This offered Ferdinand all the opportunity he needed to learn more about electricity and broaden his knowledge of engineering. He was excited about this news. Within a few months after admission, Ferdinand had to learn the basics of engineering. Using this knowledge, he created an electric generator and installed light bulbs throughout his house. His father was deeply impressed by his son's improvements, and thus gave him his consent to forge ahead in the path of engineering. Ferdinand was really excited about this field, and wanted to learn much more about it. A few years later, in the year 1883, Ferdinand left home and landed his first job at a company named Bella Egger & Co. The company dealt primarily with manufacturing electric machinery, and Ferdinand saw it as an opportunity to broaden his understanding of electricity. In a short time there, he accomplished several outstanding feats, of which one was building the company's first electric wheel hub motor. This device was designed to drive wheels when connected to it, and Ferdinand soon won the heart of the company, further establishing him in the field of engineering. However, he didn't stay long here due to the increasing demands in the automobile industry. Ferdinand was eager to venture into this field, and so he quit his job at Bella Egger to join a budding automobile company that had previously focused on manufacturing carriages, but now shifted its focus to building self-powered vehicles, Jacob Lohner & Co. Although cars were mainly used in racing competitions at the time, engineers were excited about this new field, and Ferdinand Porsche was not left out. Just a few weeks after entering this new company, Ferdinand had already started making outstanding contributions to it, one of which was the creation of his first automobile car, the Porsche P1, using his electric wheel hub motor. However, there were some downsides to this new design. Due to the heavy weight of the lead batteries used in the generator, the car moved slowly, making it less effective in racing competitions. For Ferdinand, this was a praiseworthy achievement because he had successfully created the first ever electric car model. He kept on working on it and making improvements, and in 1900 he had a big breakthrough. He succeeded in creating the world's first gasoline-electric hybrid car. This was called the Lohner Porsche Electric Mobile. It was a great leap for the company, and also for Ferdinand Porsche. This model was put to the test and won numerous competitions in motor racing events, even breaking several Australian speed records. However, Porsche's partnership with Flauner ended a few years later, and soon after, he was recruited as the chief designer of Austro-Daimler car manufacturers. Ferdinand contributed immeasurably to this company, and it was here that he created his first purely petrol motor automobile, the Austro-Daimler Maja. He accomplished this in 1908. He also developed the Austro-Daimler Model 27/80, which was a breakthrough in the racing world. It was capable of reaching 85 miles per hour and was specifically built for the popular Prince Henry trial race, where it won first, second, and third place. Ferdinand Porsche was proud of his achievements so far and was eager to make more. However, in 1914, the First World War began. Daimler Corporation needed to focus on producing vehicles for the ongoing war. Ferdinand was very much needed during this time, and due to his excellent engineering intelligence, he got the title Professor Porsche. As the war subsided in 1918, the Daimler Corporation returned to producing unbeatable racing cars. In 1922, the company produced the Austro-Daimler Sascha, which is recognized for its small appearance and tremendous speed. However, Ferdinand moved to Stuttgart, the capital of the federal state of Baden-Württemberg, to become the technical director and chief engineer to the Daimler division, which later merged with Benz & Co. to become Daimler-Benz. Here, he brought considerable insights into the company's operations and produced the most outstanding cars during his period here, of which one was the Benz SSZ. This was a groundbreaking innovation at the time and was regarded as one of the fastest and greatest sports vehicles of its time. However, there was a slight misunderstanding between Ferdinand and the Mercedes-Benz board. Ferdinand was not satisfied with their operations and left the company in order to work with another car manufacturer. This didn't go as expected, as the company went down the drain during the Great Depression period. As a result, Ferdinand is now unemployed. It was during this time that he made a decision that would forever change the course of his life and set a new course for the automobile industry. And what was this decision? To start his own car manufacturing company. Ferdinand Porsche was regarded as one of the greatest engineers of his time and was equipped with experience gained while working for several car manufacturing companies. However, his approach was not direct. The company never started with manufacturing its own cars. Rather, he recruited some of his former associates, including his son, Ferry Porsche, and offered consulting and motor development projects for other car manufacturers. This was a great idea, although it didn't work as expected. They had just a tiny bit of a problem. No one made demands for their services. The nation at this time was trying to recover from the economic downturn they faced as a result of the First World War. Automobiles weren't in high demand at the time. Ferdinand found himself in a tight corner, and the company as a whole was at a standstill until they received an unusual letter that they never expected. It was from the then Chancellor of Germany, Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler had a vision in his mind. He wanted every citizen of Germany to own a car that would seat a minimum of 5 people and was so cheap that everyone could afford it. Many engineers considered it a difficult demand to meet. However, Ferdinand rose to the challenge. He provided Hitler with his design and he won the contract. This resulted in the production of the Volkswagen Beetle, a popular car recognized for its beetle-shaped body appearance. This car proved truly successful and further strengthened Ferdinand's relationship with Hitler. The production demands for the Volkswagen Beetle were suspended when World War II began. Adolf Hitler needed vehicles to meet the military needs of the war, of which Ferdinand was of help. He designed various machines, including off-road military vehicles and battle machines such as the Schwimmwagen, a military version of the Beetle, the Elephant tank destroyer, and the V-1 flying bomb missile. This deep alliance with Adolf Hitler came at a huge cost. After the Second World War ended, Ferdinand Porsche was put in prison by the French government, along with his son, Ferry Porsche. It was also recorded that during this time, the company made use of slave labor, which might also have accounted for the punishment they received. However, Ferry was released a few months later. This was done so he could get the required money to bail out his father. Actually, the French government initially wanted the right and tooling for the Beetle, but the British government had already seized the factory. As a result, the French government demanded that Ferdinand Porsche design and build a better car for France as reparations, but ended up settling for money instead. Ferdinand Porsche was imprisoned in a cold dungeon, but when it became clear that he was likely to die from their poor treatment, they settled for all the money his family could afford. After his release, Ferry took on the responsibility of leading his father's company. During this time, he signed a deal with Sistalia to create a unique racing car for them. Upon completion, it was from this deal that he got enough money to bail out his dad, who had been behind bars for 22 months. Ferry had done impressive work for the company, for which his father was happy. In 1948, Ferry made the very first car that would bear the family's name, the Porsche 356. Although it wasn't the most powerful car nor the fastest, Ferry Porsche continued to improve the design, eventually making it faster and smoother to drive. Ferdinand was proud of his son's progress. Ferry had successfully led the company to an uphill climb in car development. However, Ferdinand Porsche died some years later, at the age of 75. The company continued to grow from here upward, manufacturing one of the most iconic sports cars in modern history, the Porsche 911. The new model was launched in September 1964, and it's estimated that 70% of 911s built to this day are still on the road. Porsche has also established itself in the racing world by manufacturing one of the most successful competition cars in history. For over 70 years, a lot of changes have been made in Porsche, including the transfer of the company's leadership and the entrance into the SUV market. Porsche has been a symbol of luxury, performance, and quality. Its iconic design, engineering excellence, and commitment to performance have made it a beloved brand around the world. The company has continued to make groundbreaking designs for sports vehicles and has successfully preserved the brand's DNA over the years. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.